Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Great Men Taking Over the World. I'm Ren, and today I'm going to be taking a look at another survival horror game from the PlayStation 1 era, where Resident Evil meets Jurassic Park in Dino Crisis. Oh yeah! Playing all these Resident Evil games lately got me in the mood to check out some other survival horror games. Dino Crisis popped into my head as a game to give a try since I actually never played it before, but definitely knew about it back in the day and always wanted to see what it was like. I don't know, it was one of the many PS1 games that just happened to fly under my radar. I mean shit, I didn't even play Resident Evil 3 until several years ago. You can basically say this is Resident Evil meets Jurassic Park. Welcome to Dino Crisis. It plays more or less just like Resident Evil, but instead of zombies, you got hungry dinosaurs trying to make a quick meal out of you. The idea sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? I mean, who doesn't like dinosaurs? But is this game actually as cool as it sounds? Let's find out. You play the game as Regina, who is part of the Secret Operation Raid Team, or SORT for short. SORT? More like sort of retarded, because that's kind of what this game is. I mean, stars from Resident Evil sounds cheesy, sure. Stars. But at least it has a better ring to it than SORT. SORT! Anyway, SORT is sent to an island. Where have I seen this before?
This is just like that movie.
They're sent there to find Dr. Kirk, a scientist who was thought to be dead, but Intel has found out that he's still alive and conducting a top-secret weapons project. Little does SORT know the research facility and the entire island has been overrun with, as Regina puts it, big-ass lizards.
We were just attacked by a big-ass lizard.
Why are there dinosaurs, you ask? More like, why the hell not? Well, I'll tell you this much, it has something to do with that top-secret weapons project. So like I said, this game plays almost exactly like the classic Resident Evil games. You start with a weak-ass weapon that doesn't do shit. Luckily, the dinosaurs, such as the raptors, have a reaction time of a dead sloth in the middle of the winter, as you can run right into them and it takes them a moment to react and then chase after you. This brings in that survival horror element, as you don't have much ammo and have to run away from most of these encounters. The dinosaurs can even chase you through rooms, just like Nemesis in Resident Evil 3. SORT! Then you have to go through the facility similar to the mansion and the police department, gathering 1,000,000 keys and solving 1,000,000,000 puzzles in order to progress the story. First off, let me tell you what I did like about the game. This game has fixed camera angles like Resident Evil, where you can't control it, but it's also dynamic where it will follow you in a cool action cinematic fashion, pretty much like Resident Evil Code Veronica, making for some pretty cool looking sequences. And because of that, this game doesn't have the iconic pre-rendered backgrounds like the first Resident Evil 3 games. They are fully 3D here, giving this game a unique look of its own. The graphics look pretty good for the time, especially the dinosaurs. Their animation looks nice and fluid as they walk around corridors, then they chase after you and jump around and stuff. This game also has that kind of classic load screen doors, just like Resident Evil, except here you actually see Regina walk through them, giving you a nice view of her juicy polygonal booty. Oh yeah. And some of the puzzles in the game can be fun to figure out. Probably the best thing about the game, in my opinion, is the sound design. The sounds of the dinosaurs roaring, shrieking, and just walking around is top notch. So then let me tell you what I don't like about this game. Get ready, cause there's a lot. While this is an okay game overall, I feel like it kinda missed the mark. To say it bluntly, I find this game boring and frustrating.
That's disgusting.
Like I said, for the most part, you can run from dinosaurs pretty easily, because the guns suck dino balls. I mean, seriously, they're just a waste of ammo for the most part. If the dinos pounce on you, it could be a pain to get up, just like Jill in Resident Evil 3. They also tail whip you, which makes you drop your gun. This didn't happen a ton, but damn, it was annoying to have to re-equip the gun every single time. The inventory menu sucks. Resident Evil did it wonderfully. I mean, they didn't have to copy it from there, but do something similar. Compare this nice, clean, beautiful, easy to navigate menu compared to this. It's boring, way too much inventory and bullshit. Navigating this is a chore. This game has way too many puzzles. I mean, Resident Evil is light in comparison. In Resident Evil, there's somewhat of a sense of pacing in between puzzles, but here it's puzzle after puzzle after puzzle. I'm surprised this game isn't called Puzzle Crisis, because I felt like I was having a mental crisis from puzzle overload here. Don't get me wrong, I love me some puzzles, but here it's just overkill. While this game does look pretty decent, the areas all end up looking bland and the same, adding to the sense of repetition and tedium. Resident Evil had all these cool, distinct rooms and areas. Here it all just looks the same and boring. Adding to that, the music is not really memorable and sometimes just plain sucks. And all this just doesn't really make for an interesting atmosphere. Areas are not really fun to explore. I never went like, oh man, I wonder what's behind that door. There's no distinct look to the game, making it hard to remember what rooms and areas look like when referring to the map on where to go. You collect so many dumb key cards, they all look the same. What the hell? Talk about drab. The absolute worst part for me is the stupid progression of finding and acquiring items and then gaining access to new areas. Like for example, I found this ID card that I thought I could simply use on this computer to open up a new area. Boy, was I dumb for thinking that. To use this card, I needed a registration number, which wasn't hard to find. It was in the same room on a note, but you still can't use it without rewriting the data on the card. In order to do that, you need to find the fingerprint data of a particular researcher. In order to get that fingerprint data, you need to find the FC device, which wasn't hard to find either. Then I finally had to locate the researcher to get his fingerprint. I can't get into the room he's in because I don't have the proper DDK code card. Can't get the DDK code card because I don't have the entrance key to open the front entrance. I don't have the entrance key because it's locked in a safe, which I don't have the passcode to. And so after much back and forth, I finally found the code in a notebook that I didn't spot the first time because that shit is so easy to miss. I mean, the items and stuff are easy to spot. Look, how can you miss that? But the important documents can be hard to spot, which is annoying because this game relies on info in the documents so much. By the end of the game, playing this felt like a chore. There wasn't much sense of reward or satisfaction from playing it. So I give Dino Crisis a 6 out of 10. It's not a bad game. I know I was ripping into it quite a bit because the parts that bugged me really bugged me. But there's still a completely functional game here. It's not like it's broken or anything by any means. And I did have some fun with it here and there, especially the first hour or so. Seeing that T-Rex was really cool. Then it just got too repetitive and boring for me personally. I know some people do like this game, and I can see why. It's decent, but this game takes away a lot of what makes Resident Evil interesting, and what we're left with here is a bare-bones survival horror game with not much personality. I mean, there's dinosaurs here. It's a great idea, but it just wasn't capitalized into its own enough to create a solid identity. I really wanted to like this game, but in the end, I thought it was okay at best. I don't have a nostalgic connection to it either, so maybe without all that, I can see the game for what it is, or at least how it's held up after 20 years. That's why I can't be too harsh on it either. It is a 20-year-old game, and I'm sure it was pretty cool back then. But to be real, even back then, I know I probably wouldn't be playing it much when there's so many better choices out there, not even including Resident Evil. I mean, Silent Hill, Fear Effect, hell, even Blue Stinger was more enjoyable. I only recommend this to die-hard survival horror fans because it still has some of those tense elements that makes this genre fun. Besides that, I'd say skip it, and I don't feel the need to ever really have to play this game again. There is a sequel, which I haven't played yet, and it's actually supposed to be better. I am a little weary, but maybe I'll give it a shot one of these days. I'm praying it's better because I don't know if I can handle another Crisis like this one. I hear a lot of people asking for a remake, and I think that's actually a great idea because the premise of this game is awesome, but the execution here, it's just too basic. It doesn't give the idea justice. Imagine a Resident Evil 2 remake style game, but with dinosaurs. That'd be freaking awesome. I hope they sort it all out, pun intended. Sort! So guys, thanks for joining me on another episode where I took a look at Dino Crisis on the PlayStation 1. I didn't really enjoy this game. I thought it was kind of it was okay. It was whatever, you know, but you guys let me know what you think of Dino Crisis in the comments below. If you guys might have thought it was awesome, maybe I'm full of shit, whatever, tell me about it. Anyways, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. It really means a lot if you guys do. Thank you so much for that. And also be sure to follow us on social media. And so until the next episode, guys, adios amigos. Sort. 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 I'm the one who's retarded.